Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to yet another video. So we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 kind of gameplay trailer that we got on Wednesday, and I thought I'd break it down and give my thoughts and opinions on it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the official Dark Water level gameplay of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It is a campaign mission that is severely reminiscent of COD 4's Crew Expendable mission, where you play as Soap, as the new guy in Task Force 141, and you go and, you sort of board a ship and you try and find, I believe it's a nuclear missile within a shipping crate in the belly of the ship. But that's not what I'm getting in. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to break down this sort of gameplay trailer teaser sort of thing and, you know, take it apart bit by bit, see what I like about it, see what I don't like about it, and just analyze it bit by bit. So let's just hit play and see what we, let's just see what we're dealing with. Alright, so straight away, one of the characters there on the rib boat mentions Shadow, and that is a callback to General Shepard's forces, or General Shepard's personal forces, back in the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's nice to see, like, because from this perspective, by the way, heads up, you are playing as Soap MacTavish in this gameplay reveal trailer. So please bear that in mind when watching this, watching this breakdown and analysis. But it's nice to see Task Force 141 and the General Shepard's Shadows sort of working together. We never got that in the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, so that's a nice callback straight away.
Be ready for anything. This could be a trap.
Alright, so we get a shot of Gonzalez, I do believe, is the new character. That was the guy in the glasses. And obviously we get a shot there of Soap, which is you. And honestly, straight away, I'm seeing the MP5 there. I'm seeing the M14 EBR. I'm also seeing the textures as well of, when the boat's going through the water. The characters are getting wet. It's nice to see, like, that sort of level of immersion. It's not something that you're used to seeing in games of nowadays, like, in terms of, that level of depth, that kind of thing, especially because this gameplay, I'm pretty sure, is either alpha or pre-alpha. It might be even pre-beta, we don't know, but it's definitely closer to the alpha stage than it is the beta. So this is, for this level of detail, for this kind of work gone into it, sort of like the textures, obviously the detail on the characters, and obviously the weapons. It's nice to see. It's promising. It is very, very promising. Alright, so you are obviously now Soap, you're now playing down Soap's sort of like first-person view, and straight away in his hand is a Vector, or a Fennec. We still have Modern Warfare, so I really hope that's not a thing in the multiplayer, where you have to, run through doors and it's max open, or, you've got to press X or E or F to interact. That's kind of annoying. But we get some shots here of the Vector, and it looks pretty decent. It responds the way I thought it would respond. It's obviously got the sort of rectangular suppressor on the end of the weapon. It's got the red dot sight, which is reminiscent of Modern Warfare 2019, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're reusing assets to sort of cut down on development time. But the Vector is, a very QCB weapon. It's close quarters combat. It's very short range. If you want a medium range build, it'll probably come with like a barrel attachment that'll fix that. But we're getting some footage here of the Vector being fired, being controlled, and it's a little bit bouncy, which is what you'd expect with the Vector. The Vector does always come with high recoil. It did in Modern Warfare 2 originally. It did in Ghosts, and obviously here in Modern Warfare 2019, when the Fennec come out, that had a lot of recoil as well. So it keeps up with the whole aesthetic, and it definitely seems like the fire rate's okay. The recoil seems realistic, if that's the word I want to use. I'm very cautious about using the word realistic because I don't want to seem overly eager. But this is the sort of, it's definitely the Vector. It's not the Fennec, because the Fennec's a little bit shorter in the barrel. But we now get some shots of what I believe is the Scar with a 3x red dot sight. I'm just gonna try and analyze this frame by frame. So we get to see mounting here as well, which is absolutely fantastic in terms of the mechanic returning from Modern Warfare 2019 and keeping that aesthetic and that sort of mechanic through as this is a sequel to 2019. We get some nice little, like, the lighting effect as well there from the Molotov, and obviously the barrels on fire. I like this. I very much like the particle depth. I very much like that. I'm not a fan of motion blur. That gets turned off straight away. But the chromatic abrasion as well looks okay. The Scar, if this is a Scar, it's responding pretty decently. Because myself, I am a Scar user. That was a nice little flashbang. Yeah, that's a Scar. You can tell. Yeah, you can tell straight away that this is a Scar. But again, with the whole gunsmith thing, you'll be able to change the Scar into something a little less bouncy and into something a lot more responsive, which is what I like. You can fine-tune attachments. Might save that for another video. But I like what I'm seeing so far. Animations are pretty smooth. Like, there's a little jank here and there, especially when the camera moves. There's a little bit of clipping when the characters were moving through the shipping crates on the deck. But overall, I'm genuinely impressed with this trailer so far. It seems like a lot of work's gone into it. They haven't cut corners, or that's what it feels like so far. The weapons feel like, they are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. We've obviously now had the Scar, we've had the Vector, we've had the M14 EBR and the MP5 visible on screen. So that's the 4 weapons that I've been able to pick out so far. And again, this kind of animation, this kind of like cinematic effect in what I'm assuming is alpha or pre-alpha is very, very encouraging. Like, look at the detail in the textures. Obviously the wet deck, the movement on the shipping containers isn't glitchy. That recoil there on the Vector was again nice to see. Like, whoever's playing this, I'm assuming it's a developer or a game tester within the studio, they actually missed. Now we get to see the it's the Benelli shotgun. I can't remember what it's actually, its M designation is, but we get to see the Benelli, and it seems to be okay. It's got a very forceful shot to it, which is what I like. It's what shotguns are supposed to feel like. It feels as if, like, you can't obviously spam with it. It's a pump action shotgun. But it's very hard hitting, especially at short range. That's what it feels like. I like this. This is encouraging. This is encouraging. Some shots there of the Vector just going absolutely wild. This is what we like to see. Because realistically, ladies and gentlemen, that's what the Vector is. It's a very wild weapon with a lot of recoil, and it's very nice to see. It's nice to see that sort of represented, or that sort of realism represented in, in game. And again, Infinity Ward have to hit this on the head as far as Modern Warfare 2 is concerned, due to the simple fact that if you don't, it's going to be probably a career-ending game for a lot of COD fans, due to the simple fact that Vanguard was an absolute flop, in my opinion. So Infinity Ward have to hit this on the head. They have to. I mean, that's it for the trailer, ladies and gentlemen, and honestly, I'm very, very happy with what I saw. So that's where I'm going to leave this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the breakdown and the analysis and my thoughts on the video, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts, and I'd like to have a general discussion about what you witnessed in the trailer, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you hope comes back, what you hope doesn't come back. You know, I'd really like some interaction on this. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, hit that big red button underneath the video. It massively helps me out. Share the channel and the video with your friends and family. Get them involved in the community as well. But like I say, guys, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.